All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm John Caspian.
I'm John Galvin, and we'll be joined shortly with David T. Finn.
That's right. We're talking about big releases that have happened. So some releases happened last week. Big releases like Chapter Approved and Vigilus. Vigilus, yes. And
Vigilus.
then
No,
some
I like
press
Vigilus.
Vigilus. Yes.
Um,
Vigilus. It's high Gothic, right? So
yeah, it could be whatever.
Vigilus. Or I don't know. I guess it's Vigilus, That's fine. Fine. Be
Yeah,
normal.
I think they said Vigilus in the videos, but it's a fantasy world. You can do whatever.
That's the one. We can say it how we want. Yeah. And then we're also going to talk about how 2019 is going to be the year of community. What's up, David?
Yeah.
David T. Finn, owner of Gigabytes Cafe.
Yeah. So let's get started with the releases that we have coming up this week. The big one being No. So Privateer Press changed the release dates of the Tharn and the Monster Apocalypse. They kind of swapped them. So coming out this week will be the Tharn. So Tharn all-in-one box. This is part of the new release cycle that they have. So if you like Beastmen or guys that turn into werewolves or satyrs, it's all up in there. So if you're a fan of the Games Workshop style Beasts of Chaos or anything like that, you'll find a home.
It's probably read.
Yeah, it's probably really good. So yeah, all the Tharn models are coming out. The best way to pick them up actually is going to be in the all-in-one box that we have here. Basically, all you need to do is grab this box and then the Circle Battle Group starter, and then you have a 35-point list ready to go. So it's a really good deal, and it's also a great Christmas gift for a lot of people, especially if they're looking to get into the game. It's just a good way to get started. So, and with that, you said whoops?
Sorry, I was doing something. I was trying to press a button on Facebook to share.
I'm trying to read my brand new super snazzy mug.
Don't whoops us, John.
No, we're good. We're still alive.
Could be anything.
A-okay.
So with all of that, the Monpoc releases got changed over from the 14th to the 21st. So we'll have them all here in stock, ready for you guys to pick up the 21st. So get ready for that. And we should have some more live videos of Monpoc outside of me just painting them, some gameplay videos, and then also some kind of unboxing and product reveal for it. But yeah, let's move over to the super duper big thing that.
What game could it be?
Yeah, is it 40K?
I wonder.
Games Workshop has been hyping up the Vigilus campaign, or Vigilus, and makes us Vigilus. Campaign that has been coming out. So one of the cool things about it, the Vigilus book in particular, is it is a nice hardbound book. And the fact is, I think there's 250 pages.
There is a lot of stories.
Yeah, it's 120 pages
of
story.
I started reading it yesterday. There's a lot of stories.
It's a novella. So they really kind of get into the meat of things, why Calgar gets upgraded, why Vigilus is important, who Harkin World Claimer is, and why he's probably not going to do super well.
Just so you know, Calgar died.
What? Oh.
Becoming a Primaris.
Did Lunari boop him? Bring him back?
No, he just did. He died for 20 minutes, and then one of the upgrades you have to give Primaris is the Belisarium Furnace. That when you're close to death, it gives you basically an adrenaline shot.
Right.
Kick you, come back to life.
Okay, cool. So built-in resuscitation system.
Yeah, it literally describes them as being open from crown to heel. And they slice them open because one of the upgrades is they cover every sinew of your body in steel. So every single
Wolverine style.
But on the muscles.
On his muscles get covered in the Primaris get basically a sheath of metal over the sinew every muscle.
It's pretty cool.
It is
really metal. So there's about 120 pages of story in there, which is really great. It really does.
It covers everything in Kill Team. Yeah. I actually did not know that. I knew Tooth and Claw was on Vigilus, but Wake the Dead is also on Vigilus, the box sets.
Oh, okay.
They have many stories from Vigilus, and all the Kill Team stuff is Vigilus, which I knew
that makes
all the
sense,
stories. So
I knew it.
This theory describes. This starts with the orcs landing on the planet, fighting the orcs, and the rift happens, and shuts down their force fields. The orcs attack, which triggers the uprising of Genestealer cults. So it's a three-way battle, and then Marine reinforcements come,
Okay.
and Chaos comes, and then somewhere in between the Eldar arrive.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's actually pretty much good for anyone who plays any of those factions to get a little bit of story.
There's a whole page printed out in Crimson Fists.
Oh, good. Yeah, so all the Dornian chapters are there, right?
Yeah.
So Black Templars, Crimson Fists.
Templars Fists, Imperial Fists, land and beat the ever-living Tara.
What's the, is it Spectral Claws, or what's the...
Brazen Claws.
Brazen
The
Claws.
first ones to arrive are the Iron Hands, and Brazen Claws are Iron Hands successful.
Okay, cool.
I thought they were Dornians.
Yeah.
Wait, so there are Iron Hands on Vigilus?
Mhm.
There is.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
the first ones to arrive. The first reinforcements are Iron Hands. Iron Hands arrive first with Brazen Claws, and then Manius Kalgar arrives with Ultramarines and friends.
It'd be great if we could
And
get
then
an Iron Hands
Fists
character,
arrive
right?
with their friend.
Yeah.
Huh?
If we can get an Iron Hands character, it'd be great.
Yeah, well, this is book 1 of 2.
Right.
I thought it was 1 of 3.
No, book 1 of 2.
Oh, okay, cool.
It says it here somewhere. Oh, it also said it on my invoice.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. So it looks like we'll be getting another book probably in the next like 3 months or so.
Yep.
That's usually what the release cycle is.
Mhm.
And hopefully that'll go over the chaos formations because I don't have any in there.
And we'll probably run a
Um,
campaign.
the deck guy
I
will
imagine
also
Rob
have-
would run a campaign.
Yeah.
And also the Geller box, because the opposite the Road Trader box.
Right. So with the Vigilus campaign, they bring in all these factions. They give you rules to play specific missions and scenarios for it. So it's a new way to open that up. I know Rob will be running another campaign, and he'll definitely be tying in a lot of the Vigilus stuff to it, just because everything in Vigilus, at least in terms of like the new formations and a lot of the special rules and things like that, can be used in match play.
Yeah,
as well as
it's going to
narrative.
be a big. This is New
Yeah.
Cadia.
Yeah.
This is the new Cadia. Is what the business is described as.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
now, where is
like-
Vigilus located in the grand scheme of things? Like in
Near
the galaxy?
Cadia.
yeah, there.
It's actually near the. It's near the Eye of Terror. So it's like Cadia's here. This is like one sector.
Okay.
Yeah.
And basically, when the rift happens, there's a giant rift you can't travel through, except in 2 spots. And, strangely enough, one to the left of the map, one to the right of the map.
Yeah.
So Vigilus holds the left-hand one closest to the Eye of Terror. And it's really cool because one of the other planets is an Imperial Night planet that is independent. It actually doesn't want to be part of the Imperium anymore. So if you go too close to him, they attack you.
Interesting.
So cool.
Cool little tidbit.
Yeah, and so with Vigilus, Chapter Approved also came out. Chapter Approved is much in a much different format than last year's Chapter Approved.
No affection. These lights are very bright.
Yeah, you gotta take out all the blemishes. And
Make me look pale.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So Chapter Approved has basically points cost changes for a lot of the factions. They didn't change a lot of the profiles for them.
Points drops all around.
Yeah, points drops for pretty much everything. I don't think many things went up in points. But what they did change, one of the new things that they did add is the Sisters of Battle beta. So these are the beta test rules for the Sisters that will be coming out later in 2019.
I'm going to tell you right now when Sisters are coming out, when this book 2 comes out.
Oh yeah, did
Because
they arrive at the end?
They're on the planet.
Okay.
It's also a heavily Ministorum related planet with lots of sisters. So,
Yeah.
when this book 2 comes out, that guarantees when you're going to see sisters.
Yeah.
If not, I'll eat John's hat.
I only really have one hat because they're hard to fit in my head. 'Cause they're big, so don't.
Me too. I
Don't
can't
know.
wear hats. I can wear beanies.
So the beta test rules are in there, which was a big departure from last year's Chapter Approved, which is really nice.
Sisters always have the best out.
Yeah, no, they have the entire faction in there. So like,
Now, I remember they had said like Codex would have things that they currently have available, but this has everything that's been released before.
correct. Yeah. So this is an update to all release Sisters models. So like a lot of people are complaining like, oh, hey, it feels like Sisters are missing things, blah, blah, blah. Well, they probably are because they're not going to spoil unreleased models. Just
Models
going
are missing 3 dimensions, if you know what I mean. Look at that.
Yeah, they're very monopose. They're like, all right, cool. How can we do this in one cast?
Yeah.
Got it. So
Jared asks if Chaos are the Southern Irish of 40K.
oh, it's fish. Yeah.
I just shared a video about Brexit on the Facebook page, so
Yeah.
Jared would probably enjoy it. Oh, that's Southern Irish.
So with the sisters being in there, there's also a new section of data sheets where they're adding models that we could use previously back into the game. The big one being looted wagons. They have rules for that because a lot of people like to make the custom ore conversions and things like that, and they had to use them as like battle wagons or trucks or whatever they could find the rules for in the ore codex.
Oh, you're right. Jacobus is in it.
And then finally, I want to say there's a couple other new like data sheets for things returning to the game outside of the loot. Farsight's the 8 is now back in the game.
And they've updated
Intercessor Squads.
And Fiends, Sinesh.
Yes, because the Fiends come out with the new releases.
Yeah, they've updated everything for Wrath and Wrath.
Yeah, Chaos and Wrath is next week, right?
Wrath and Rapture.
Rapture.
So Chaos and something.
Yeah.
So stupid.
But yeah, so Farsight's the 8 is back, which is, their take on the 7 Samurai.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think
it's like the shine. There you go.
You got to come on stream more. You'll get really practiced at it. It'll just be like, boom, perfect photo. So the 8 is character battle suits, specifically under the Farsight Enclaves faction.
Farsight, Brightsword, Bravestorm, Shas Vastos, Arakon, Torchstar, Obolati, Vasa, and a bunch of drones.
Yeah. So once again, you'll be able to use these guys playing the Tau Empire.
The cool thing is it counts as one Lord of War, so it's not like you're having to bring a whole battalion or anything.
Correct.
56 power points, whatever that means.
No one in Atlanta.
Yeah, we're not PowerPoint City.
Yeah, but basically, chapter approved. If you play any of the factions, you've had some sort of points change or another. It's a great pickup. It's what, 25, 35?
$35. $35.
Vigilus is 50.
Yeah. 50. Vigilus is well worth the $50 price tag just for the story alone. It's also a nice little campaign book. So with Vigilus coming out, we have the new Calgar.
Primarius Calgar.
Primarius. I'm really glad that we got another Primaris Lieutenant. But actually, one of the coolest things about the Calgar kit, one, it's $55 for the 3 minis, which is actually a really good deal for the Primaris figures. But the 2 Onagar that come with them aren't set to Calgar alone. You can use them for any Ultramarines character.
How does that work?
Yeah, I think. And there's rules for the Victrix Guard now.
Yeah, so the Victrix Guard are basically an elite unit that you get to bring in. And they work as bodyguards for any Ultramarine character.
Actually, I need to check because Sicarius is the leader of the Victrix now. He's not the second captain.
So you could take them to protect good old Gilliman?
Gilliman? Yeah.
Wow.
Totally.
Well, that's what Sicarius does. Sicarius leads the Victrix Guard that protects Gilliman. Read your fluff, John. Jesus.
So we might see more Victrix Guard outside of the Calgar box.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Until then, these models are absolutely gorgeous.
They're cool. I like the Storm Shields. It's pretty about all the Ultramarine symbols.
Yeah, like trust me, I'm with you there. I want a Salamander's version of Victrix Guard, but we all can't have everything. So with Calgar coming out, we also have Harkin Claimer. So he is a fantastic box set. It's one of the best Chaos models that they've actually released.
That is incredible.
So he is a Lord. He's not like a Lord of War or anything like that. He is a normal Chaos Lord. One of the cool things about him is that he buffs Raptors. So I know we have a lot of people who are like Raptor fans or Chaos Jump Infantry. Yeah, they're really rad. Also, his spear is a throne spear.
Nice.
Now, is he jumping over a Primaris or like a regular Marine?
Primaris.
Yeah,
they're always climbing over Primaris these days.
Yeah,
Primaris everywhere.
That's fair.
Yeah, remember, Primaris are the best of Marines, but also the most deadest.
Yeah, they're like dead on every base.
Yeah.
I was actually looking the other day because it's pretty much the same dead Primaris that's on the Apothecary.
Maybe that's like Chaos propaganda.
Yeah,
they just keep.
So Harkon killed that guy, and then the Apothecary is like, I'm going to take the Gene Seed.
Yeah,
it's the same base.
Prop dead guy. But these models are gorgeous. Harkin World Claimer is $35, which is to me, God, he's such a good looking model.
It's great. The new Power Claw and everything, like using the bits.
Yeah, we actually have a lot of people buying both of those boxes just for bits. Like I know Rob's going to convert up probably Harkin. I
want to convert Calgar into a new Cantor.
Yeah, I mean that'd be awesome.
Primarius Cantor.
Yeah, and I know Fox is like looking for the Victrix. I can't talk. Victrix guard like crazy. So he just wants those eagle heads and helmets and things like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, the Games Workshop stuff, killing it. The new models look great. One of the cool things that we do have in stock, which is going to be limited. So
I have 5.
Yeah, I was going to say
because Ricky bought one.
Yep.
Pre-order.
These are the Kill Team boxes, or not quite the Kill Team boxes. These are carrying cases that Games Workshop came out in the same design as the Kill Team. The Kill Team, once again, we were limited on, and we were actually kind of astonished how quickly they sold out.
Yeah.
And how much they were in demand.
Well, these are great. Like, this is actually just perfect for Kill Team.
Yeah.
For a team. Or Necromunda. Or
I'm probably going to pick up one so I can throw some Thousand Suns in it, so I can just have my guys ready to go whenever I want.
Yeah.
Just because I have a Battle Foam 1520 for my Thousand Suns, and that's a lot to drag around. So yeah, if you guys want, it's actually, once again, a great Christmas gift. If you know a guy who loves 40K and you don't know exactly what to get them a carrying case. They're going to use it. Like, even if it is to carry their like hobby projects with, because once again, I like having a case to carry my paint projects with. So yeah, get those things while you can.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. No, just pause and stare at the camera until John says something.
You haven't brought the other stuff over. Tons of new releases this week.
I was about to say we have a whole bunch.
So close to the holidays, and there's still new releases.
Like Cruel Seas.
Cruel Seas coming out. Battlestar Galactica.
I know. Now that was made by the same folks who designed. Was it X-Wing?
No, it's made by Ares Games, who did Wings of Glory.
That's the one.
And what's the ship game? What was that really cool shit? Sails of War. Sails of Glory.
Okay.
But anyway, so X-Wing basically licensed the rules. So yes, technically the same thing almost. But X-Wing licensed the rules from Ares originally and kind of improved on it. But this is based on the original Glory stuff. Look at that. Look how cool it is.
Oh my god, you got the little Vipers. What?
And if you can flip around to the back, you can kind of see like where.
Now those are Mark IIs, right? That's the original Battlestar Galactica. This is not the new remake.
No, this is the remake. So these are not Mark IIs. These are because if you've watched Battlestar Galactica, all the Mark IIs are blown up. They get infected by the Cylon virus.
Okay.
God, John, just schooling you all around today.
The starter set that comes with two of each. Okay.
2 Vipers, 2 Raiders. Now, so I do have a question with this: is how they continue from there? Because once you get past Raiders, Heavy Raiders, Vipers, and Raptors, what else is there?
I'm sure they paid someone like an artist to create new concept arts and stuff.
You really have to go. Well, I guess
Raider Mark 12.
I guess you can go to like the first war and go back in the past. Oh, you're right. These are Mark IIs. Weird.
What did I say?
What was the new ones there? Were the Mark IIs not the old one? Mark 1's not the old one?
I don't know.
Because I've watched Battlestar Galactica. They have to get into the old like ones that are being mothballed because they're the only ones that have like old analog.
Oh yeah, because don't the Cyclones put like viruses and stuff in them?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They shut them all down and then just blow them. Pew, 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 pew.
Okay, so Battlestar Galactica, what else we got there?
Cruel Seas. So this has actually been super crazy popular. We're already sold out of the starter box.
Really?
World War II naval combat.
Huh.
We have the rule book. We have the fleets. You see, we have the British, the US, we have the Germans, and we have the Japanese fleets. It's just the starter boxes we're out of. But yeah, it's super cool. It's from Warlord. So, Warlord from Action fame, Conflict, Black Powder.
Looks like you're not alone, David. Adam Loper says, I was wondering how many ships they might eventually be able to release for Battlestar.
Yeah, see, I was wondering that. Unless they do the capital, enough to do the capital stuff.
Oh, dude, that'd be like Armada style, or would you keep it in the same scales like X-Wing does?
No, you have to do Armada style.
That'd
so you can have cool. You can have the Galactica, you can have Pegasus, you can have all 12 because there was 12 Battlestars, right?
Right.
Yeah, and then you have the Cylon base star, and you have all the merchant ships.
Wasn't that 13 to begin with?
It was 13 colonies.
Oh, okay, cool.
Go search for the
Brian
colonies.
Danner says Cruel Seas is great. So Brian, can you type in what you liked best about it since you played it quite a bit? I mean, naval combat's awesome to begin with. I assume you have airplanes in there as well.
No,
since you'd have carrier.
Not yet. Not yet. No. Oh no, you're right. I'm wrong. Hey, look at me. It's on the box. There actually is a plane. There's Corsairs. I'm an idiot. Anyway, but the thing I like about it is actually very few naval games. One, very few naval games in general, because besides Sails of Glory, which was Napoleonic, and I was very sad when it died. And then Firestorm or Charred Seas came out there, and that was a cool game. But this is like literally a World War II
Blood and Plunder is pseudo, but it's more about the crew than the
crew. Like you're not actually the ships. Like that's you can play Blood and Plunder on land.
Yeah,
the ships are just moving pieces to move around.
I mean, it is cool to have like a mixed combat in that one, Blood and Plunder.
I mean, Blood and Plunder, great game. Yeah. More people should play it. Pirates.
Yep.
So it's pretty good. Has you wrote what he loves about it? Simple rules, plays fast, huge variety of units.
Yeah, no, it is actually really true for the variety of units. Like,
it's really cool. And,
first wave.
The first wave was great. Like, obviously, 4 the main factions. You know your history. Italians come out in a couple of the Soviets. So, they're at Soviets, Italians, and a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
We actually just did an order as well because they do an order merchant tanker. It's a web order.
Oh, cool.
Like lighthouses, so you get lighthouse terrain, and then merchant tanker you shoot down. You shoot down something, torpedo it.
Torpedo, there you go.
But, and we do actually, as well, always in the first wave with Warlord, they give out promo models.
Mm-hmm.
So the first wave of this, if you had bought the starter box, which now we're out of, so it's all gone, we do have 2 rule books left. You get a promo copy of Das Boot.
Yeah.
Hey,
German U-boat. Yes, you get the whole movie.
Yeah.
No, you just get the U-boat.
Oh, okay.
You have an actual figure of the U-boat that you can use.
That's cool. Does it have a little dude on top of it, like poking his head out?
I think there actually is. It's like coming out of the water.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's cool. Breaching.
Yeah. Look, you know all the nautical terms. Oh, because you were...
My grandfather was in the Navy.
Did he sail the 7 Seas?
No, he was an escort destroyer on the Admiral's fleet, so he never really saw combat.
I don't know the next line.
So, and this was during World War II as well. So they had, I think, one engagement that he had. He was a gunner on there.
Did they call him Gunny?
No, that's a different position. Gunny's kind of like a sergeant type person.
Yeah, no. When someone's a gunner, that means they're actually a cook.
Oh yeah, I've seen that movie. Yeah, and they're also no, his name Cuba Gooding Jr. Right. I was about to say I just think so. But he was in Deep Blue Sea, which is way better.
Yeah.
Brian has confirmed that it does in fact have airplanes, which is good. All right, now Clash of Kings. Good. Let's talk about that.
I am glad that customers know more about products than I do. I just write checks these days. Clash of Kings. So if you are a fan of Kings of War, mass fantasy combat.
Yeah.
It's so hard to say.
This is more or less their chapter. Right?
This is their chapter approved. Yeah, they update the rules for tournament play basically, and new units, spells, artifacts, something like that.
Yeah.
They release every year, just like chapter approved.
Right.
And updated. So it's really cool. Very happy to say Kings of War is actually gaining a following again at the store. They brought out Kings of War Vanguard, which those models are phenomenal. I think I said that last week as well. They're phenomenal. I'll say it again.
Yeah, no, they actually basically had a Kickstarter to get better models. And it was successful. We're now carrying the models here. I like the Norn personally. I can't wait for the Elementals to come in, which I think are soon, right? Like they're the next wave.
Now, Vanguard is specifically their skirmish version.
Correct.
Vanguard is a skirmish version, like what you would consider
like Wartime or Necromunda. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot more story-driven, smaller war bands. So right now with the Vanguard stuff, each warband has a starter box and then a booster to it. So you can get a variety of models, and like not everyone's going to be playing the same, team more or less.
Yeah,
so.
And they have a lot of armies.
Yeah,
and the models are getting better. They're releasing more. 16th, I think. Is it this weekend? We're doing a games day.
Yeah, I want to say it's the Sunday.
It's the Sunday. Yeah. I think it's either Saturday or Sunday. I'm pretty sure it's Sunday, but look at Facebook. We have it.
Yeah.
They're doing a games day of Kings of War and Vanguard. They vote.
Oh heck yeah!
Really super cool. I take my jacket off. It's getting hot.
They also upped their box art, which is great.
Yeah. So altogether, their production's just going up, which is great to see. With game companies, sometimes it's a slow steering ship in terms of like improving like product quality in terms of boxes and like displays and things like that. But
this is the third time we've carried.
Yeah.
So, but this time it's getting a crew, getting people. They're playing.
Yeah.
We always say we'll carry any game that people play.
Yeah.
When they don't play, It goes bye-bye.
Time to go.
Actually, let's segue into that because I want to talk about how 2019, David, you
Well,
said
we
it
have-
last
we have
week, is
one
the
more-
year of
we have one
community.
more pretty big release. We can segue into.
Oh, finish the releases. Yeah, okay, fine.
Oh,
That would have been a good
so-
segue.
It would have been. You can go back to it.
We'll go
Yeah.
back.
You can turn around to it.
So X-Wing, this is the basically second wave of the second edition, which is really exciting. It gets the First Order and Resistance factions into the game.
Yep.
So if you guys wanted to play the factions from the new movies, this is the way to do it. And we have 3 models for those 2 factions: the A-Wing and the X-Wing from the new trilogy, specifically for the Resistance, and then we have the TIE First Order fighter, which is the one from First Order. But
And then the Mining Guild.
the Mining Guild TIE is probably the most controversial because it's the best TIE in the game, according to the fans, and it's not in a Imperial faction.
Well,
Sometimes
they probably pay better.
so, and that's actually a good point to make because the Imperial army is just like, all right, cool, let's get as many fighters as possible.
I've seen Solo. I see
Yeah.
what the Imperial Army does to you.
Yeah.
Solo is a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says.
Never seen
Yeah.
it.
So, actually, go see Solo.
It's a good
Rent
movie.
it. Yeah, it's worth it. It's probably
I'll
the best Star
watch
Wars
it solo
Uh,
because
Just
no
don't
one else will
watch
want
with
to
Joe.
watch it with me.
Joe really dislikes Solo.
Yeah. Joe dislikes Solo as much as you dislike Force.
So,
I don't know if that's physically possible, John.
But yeah, so let's segue. In,
I actually like to think that Coco is basically a dog. She's
she's Chewbacca.
that adorable.
she's a little Wookiee.
Maybe she's a big. If Chewbacca and a pork had a baby,
Yeah.
that would be Coco.
No, I want to get her the little belt strap and hang it off of her because she would look like
Yeah.
Chewie. And then you can dress up.
You started talking about your dog, and then the internet died on my end.
Listen, I have to give fans what they
Oh.
want.
It's the
Oh, the
Coco
video
curse. Each time you talk
Coco.
about it. No, we're back live now.
That may not be a great. Oh, the video died.
No, we're good now. We're back.
We're back. We're back. We're back.
Wait, were we still talking the whole time?
No, well, they couldn't hear us.
Yeah, you just said Coco, 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 and Coco.
Yeah.
So we're good.
So John,
Recap.
John, hop on that segue.
Now we're going to talk about
Absolutely.
2019. How was
Maybe.
2019 the year of community, and what does that mean for tabletop gaming? David and John.
Oh my God, that's a good name for a seminar. Community.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, for me, 2019 is going to be the year that David plays games again.
That's a part of
Part of
actually
it.
building a community.
Yeah.
Is playing games.
Playing games.
David in particular, people who work at the store, so it builds confidence to see David playing a game, right? That one, it's a good game because he's playing it, and David has limited time, so he's not going to play a game that he doesn't enjoy.
Don't play crap.
Yeah, and so it builds confidence that way. People get to come in, they get to see that it's being played. David's a lot of fun to play with. The few times you get to do it,
Unless you really beat me badly, then I'm.
that's true.
God, I love to complain.
And guilt.
And guilt.
But one of the things with building community is actually coming in, playing games, and being seen playing games, and also being positive while playing. I know it's fun to whine and complain and things like that, but that doesn't necessarily. Yeah, especially when things aren't going well. It was something that I was talking about on another thread where I was given the example of Jesse Farmer. He is
God, what a whiner.
no, he's fun
Hate
to
that.
play against.
Oh, sorry.
Whether he's winning or losing, and that makes the game enjoyable. He's also
This
cracking
is my heart for
jokes.
Jesse.
Yeah.
It's like a weird rabbit in your tank. Hello, Jesse.
But yeah, no, it's important to be seen having fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's a big part.
Why are you playing with giant man toys if you're not going to have fun?
Exactly. I have so many people that
Or
come
lady
in.
toys.
Yeah,
I think
people
they're
toys, adult toys.
Adult toys. Why are you
Has
playing with
different
adult toys?
context- different context.
Adult toys are made to have fun.
Oh my God. Yo.
True. You can quote us on that.
You can.
That's
Um,
going on the banner for our cover photo.
Can we put that in our presentation?
We are an adult toy store.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
Um,
The best
So-
adult store in. Yeah, okay.
I like it.
it's one of those interesting
Starship
things
Gigabyte.
where with new editions and things like that, it's easy for people to complain about, but that doesn't help anyone when you're complaining to other people in the community. It just builds a negative vibe, and it will kind of spiral down the game itself. So it's important to talk about what's positive, what you like, and to push those things. And that's what we're going to be doing, especially when it comes to the games we enjoy. Like, so with like Warhammer 40K, we're going to be pushing those narrative leagues.
The story's so good.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we're going to be building on the Vigilus book. Rob has a narrative campaign. I know Graham is working on a narrative campaign. Ricky and Mackenzie are now both working super hard on the 40K skirmish side of things. With War Machine and Hordes, there's a narrative lead coming out at the beginning of the year. With Age of Sigmar, there'll be something coming soon, especially with Wrath and Rapture coming out. Probably Slaanesh coming back to Age of Sigmar, because they've been talking about that.
He's locked away.
Yeah, well, they just have like an article, but I'm sure they're going to be doing a campaign.
They'll do a campaign to find them.
Yeah, and so all these stories are being pushed, and like that to me is part of the fun, is diving into that narrative, being part of that, and using the game itself to build.
Just like
just like the little
just want to be part of your world.
Yeah, no, I want to be part of the world that if I invest into a game.
I've got Tingamabobs and I've got Hootits.
Yeah, I just want to.
Here at Gigabytes, Tingamabobs and Hootits, #1 adult store in Atlanta.
I agree with John, though. You know, like it really, you have to immerse yourself in the universe, but also you have to find people who are wanting to play the game. The mentality of people who are willing to say, "I'm gonna go play. Like, let's arrange a time, let's play," and they don't flake. That's huge.
Not flaking is very important.
And that's so with the champion program, which we're going to be pushing, and I'll be probably releasing a survey, since this is kind of the year wrap up of our champion program, kind of seeing what we can do to improve and how to build it up there. But one of the requirements is just being consistent.
Yeah.
You know, like you set up a day to come play, you're here. And it doesn't take much to be a champion.
It's really easy.
Yeah.
And we've had some fantastic. Ricky, amazing. Mackenzie's doing really good so far. Had some not so great champions who said, "Oh man, it'd be really great to get that super sweet discount in shirts."
And it's one of those things where it's like, you be consistent. You got to understand that this is a volunteer position, and you need to have a love of the game, and
you really have to love.
Yeah, and it's loving the community as well. Like, you know, being a part, like being able to converse with people. Because once you become a champion, people are going to come to you for advice, to talk about the campaigns, to talk about what they love, and you need to be there and be responsive. And so that's something that we really want to improve and push. I've been trying to do community threads, at least with the War Machine guys, saying like, hey, what do you like? What do you want to see? How do you want to move with the game? And we need to really have other people step up and talk about that in the games that they want to see. So let's say there's a game system that you want to support, and maybe you don't have time to be a champion. Well, why don't you go onto our Facebook or social media of some kind?
Well, it's always really interesting. Every so often I'll post a thread. It's like, time to contemplate killing some Rangers again, which I did last week.
Yeah.
Right. So because I'm sitting, I'm looking at numbers, and for me, it's numbers. If the community for a game is there, actually, it will help me for a lot of the sales numbers. Because I will keep a game if it's not selling super great.
Yeah, but
as long as people playing.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's interesting the people who respond and reply like, no, don't say my game. You're like, play this game. So fine.
Yeah,
but like the game will die.
Yeah.
Well, the hard thing is getting saturation. Like with 40K, you know, you have a number of players who are like dead set on playing.
Yeah.
40K, such a beast.
Yeah,
right? Games Workshop.
It's got the momentum.
Well, yeah, you have the momentum. You have players who, like, here in Cincinnati, it's hard for me to find a non-GW game. I go to the GW store Facebook page, basically, and I can say, I want to play on Thursday. I'm going to have, like, 3 to 5 people say, I can play then, let's go.
Yeah, I like Ricky's comment. Finding a lieutenant, finding someone to help out with the burden of doing this.
Yeah, and we had a thing before where you could, like, transfer somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think we really pushed it too much, so that's something we can definitely do.
And that's a way to improve the program, having a little bit more structure with it. But once again, to do an example, there was a game that wasn't doing super hot, and a couple of guys would come in and just play against each other once again, and would have fun, and people would get interested. And there's a way for you to build momentum if you can just
a game that wasn't doing so hot. People came in and just did one games day.
Yeah,
it came in one games day. And now the game has exploded because people are like, oh, people play this game. Yeah. And they go, oh, wait, this game is actually really good. And they got brand new players.
Yeah.
Because that's the most important part as well. Like, a lot of these games, if you have someone, they want to be a Giga Champion and want to do stuff, but they don't want to add new players.
Yeah.
Which
You can't be an
It's
insular.
one of the reasons they say
community.
fantasy died.
Yeah.
Because the old players didn't want to add new players.
Yeah.
So, if you want to build community, you have to add new players. Like Brian Tucker came up and ran a day with him, David Lundy, Patrick.
Yeah.
And they got like 3 or 4 new demos and a bunch of people in. Now the game is getting traction and interest. And another games day this weekend.
And so this is something I want to pose to a lot of our veterans. Like, don't get set in the game systems that you play either. Like, if you're championing, like, let's say Necromunda, like Ricky, like, he's playing that a lot. New Lifeblood is a part of what drives the community. So, like, Ricky this year, like, hey, Ricky, maybe try a different skirmish game outside of Games Workshop.
Yeah,
be that New Lifeblood.
New Lifeblood is what gets you excited as well, because you get so kind of like set in your lane, and you don't see all the new shiny stuff. So you get a little bogged down, and then you get old. Yeah, it gets old, and you get old.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's true. So, like, so you got to keep things fresh. Like, Games Workshop and other companies, especially miniatures, they live off of new releases, and people buy new releases, getting new customers in there for you to keep it exciting. But eventually, you reach a point where you're like, okay, cool, maybe I need to try something different as a bit of a palate cleanser, so you can go back and appreciate the things in the game that you love.
Can't have the same meal every day.
Exactly. And so it's one of those things.
I'll have you know I can eat Panda Express 7 days a week.
I've seen him do it.
That's gross, but okay.
And it's the same thing.
So almost everybody can't have the same meal every day.
Sweet fire chicken panda bowl, baby.
Yeah. And so I play a lot of different game systems, and there's a lot to appreciate out of every game that I play.
I just look at myself into the camera. It's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Panda Express 7 days a week.
Start working out, David.
It's protein.
Yeah. Okay. So play different games, appreciate different things from the other games that you play. So when you go back to, let's say, your favorite, you can kind of see what makes that game unique and exceptional on its own.
I don't knock other games.
Yeah. And that's a big thing. If you don't play another game, you don't have any interest in playing the other game, you don't have to poop. Like, it's pretty simple. Like, it's a lot of things in life. If it's not bothering you, don't seek out retaliation. Same with me. But it's important. It's important to be positive for the game that you love and not be negative. Don't drag down other people's negativity. Remember, it's okay to have differing opinions, and it's okay to not like something that's coming out. Let's say, like, the new chapter approved. Your faction didn't receive any buffs. Last thing you need to do is go online and talk about how 40K in general is a garbage game because you didn't get a point swing. Maybe the game's just okay. But it's important to actually play and test games and get informed feedback. Matt Blaisdell, really intelligent guy, and he writes these lovely reviews with a lot of science and thought behind them. Talking about it too. He has a nice look. Matt, I hope you're watching this at work with everyone watching and everyone's being like, "Oh, Matt."
Maybe.
No, but it's really cool. He does a lot of research and he does a lot of forethought and he writes about games and
he writes really cool articles.
Yeah, all the time. I love it, and I think it's a great thing to do for the community, regardless of the games he's playing. He'll come at a critical approach, but it doesn't necessarily come off as negative. It's just hey, this is kind of what the numbers say. I've done the research. Look at it, and it spurs a lot of discussion and all that. So I like seeing that sort of stuff. And
you always talk about swinging back and just cut my eye.
Yeah.
Talking about a game that wasn't doing well and had someone come in, get a champion. Marlon.
Oh yeah, Team Yankee, Flames of War. Marlon's been busting his ass.
It's great to have a regular night on this.
Yeah. So Team Yankee and Flames of War, both done by Battlefront. And Marlon started. He was like, "Oh, I kind of want to get Team Yankee going." They're like, "Okay, great. What do you need?" So we got him what he needed. He actually talked to the guys at Battlefront to get even additional support.
John was like, "Yeah, what do you need?" And I was back on the phone. I goes, "Yeah, because Battlefront game's gonna go well."
Yeah.
Don't be negative. See.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where if someone comes up and says, "Hey, I want to run this game," let him do it.
And he's done fantastic.
Yeah. He has a regular day. He's consistent with it, and he moved from Team Yankee to both Team Yankee and Flames of War because of the success he's had and the fact that he has interest in both games. Mm-hmm. And he's been really pushing it, and he has given a home to those guys who have invested in that game to come and play. And it's also driving interest, getting new players in. People are looking at it and being like, "Oh man, I can play historicals at Giga."
It's actually kind of cool to see a bunch of tanks on the table.
Yeah.
Or, like tons of infantry.
And
like,
the train board, like the train they have for it is
Oh, it's
gorgeous.
so cool.
Yeah, like,
So I love historical. Historical stuff just looks so amazing. You see the guys on Saturdays, Martin
Mhm.
and William Talk and all, they're running these just beautiful tables.
like the fact that he brings in like flock to sprinkle on like the hills and
Like historical stuff just has such a good image, like gravitas to it. It's just
I
Now,
would love to
have
see
y'all
that.
played like original Battlefield 1942?
like the
like the
computer
video game.
The original one.
Yeah, of course.
So like the current Battlefield 5 is like super. The graphics are amazing, but it doesn't feel historical. You know?
No, I haven't played Battlefield. No, Battlefield never feels historical anymore. I got Battlefield 1, which was the one came out last year.
Yeah.
Oh no! Yeah, no.
Just a deathmatch in the trenches, right?
Yeah.
No,
like Rambo in the trenches.
the new Call of Duty actually felt because it was a single player. Not the new one, because the new one's garbage. Black Ops.
Yeah.
The new World War II one. Which one was the one? 5 or whatever. That was really good because the story's good in it. It went back and you're like charging up on D-Day up Normandy.
Yeah.
Well, my point of that was like if you played the original 1942, it didn't have all the fast-paced like Call of Duty type action. It was very slow and meticulous, a little bit more like what you would feel in a historical thing. So playing historical games is kind of like that. You want to emulate the feel of what it was like, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I like to see like more black powder and stuff. And
where
there's a few turns of maneuvering.
Dave Parente and Parente have been playing Napoleonics.
Parente Senior, Parente Junior.
Yeah, the Parentes.
Friday.
Parente.
I never go on Fridays.
I think it's Friday. It's either Thursday or Friday, but they've been showing up with Napoleonics, and it's been
black powder. Yeah.
great to see. I love it. And once again, someone came in and was like, "Do you guys play Napoleonics here?" And I was like, "Yes, we do."
We actually did.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, great." Yeah,
because war games are like the hidden powerhouse behind. Like everyone these games workshop all these reasons. Warlord makes so many games.
Yeah. Oh my God. Speaking of that, the new fantasy game.
Oh yeah.
How do you pronounce it?
Warlords of Erawan. It's nowhere spelled backwards. So
Nowhere spelled back. I can't. Okay.
Yeah, look at the words. It's literally nowhere spelled backwards.
Huh.
Erawan. Well, it's cool. It's actually cool.
Rewin?
Erowin? I don't know. But they're using the old War Games because they bought War Games Factory, and they're actually using the War Games Factory models that they bought here.
Now, those skeletons kind of look like the old Clash of the Titans stuff.
Yeah, Jason the Argonauts and stuff.
Yeah.
They're all like, you have to like, it's the same Warlord style, like the swords and spears are separate, so you have to glue them to the hands, and shields are separate.
Is it flanking, rank and flank?
The guy says Erawan. See? Look at the words. Like nowhere.
It's nowhere, yeah.
But the W is after the H.
Oh, okay, so not quite backwards.
Close enough. No, the W is after the H. So
not where?
Erehwon.
It's Gaelic, right? It's all you guys. It's a made-up language.
Yeah, made-up language. It's not real. Just like sort of.
Yeah.
Now, is that released already, or is that releasing soon?
It's coming soon.
Okay. Do we have a release date on it yet?
No, pre-orders go live next week.
Okay.
I think.
But yeah, so all this is to say that we will be pushing community, hopefully leading more community discussion, working on the champion programs, and hopefully getting people in to play the games that they love, and also helping you guys gain new players.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Make new friends.
Yeah, it's a big thing. I talk about this a lot, but like a lot of my social circle is people that I've met through playing games, whether it's been here at Gigabytes or going down to a tournament. I actually got a lot of friends down in Florida and St. Louis because I travel there every year for a convention. So
yeah,
it's a great way to build community, great way to improve the quality of the game.
Yeah, looking forward to playing. I'm going to target start off 40K, of course, and then get my fist back because that new Battle Force is amazing.
Yes.
And then 100%. I'm going to concentrate more on Song of Ice. And we have more Kickstarter things.
Oh yeah!
If you want to get into Song of Ice and Fire with me,
dude, it's such a good bundle. Can you tell us, everybody, what's in the bundle? Just because I don't know exactly myself.
Okay, you have 5 chances left first, because that's how many I have left out of the 15 more that I got.
Roll the dice.
So you get the starter set, which is Lancers and Starks. Then you get 7 more boxes: Stark Bowmen, Stark Heroes, Lancer Heroes, Lancer Halberdier. No, Knights of Castle Rock, which are the cavalry.
And then it's the 4 scenario.
Bolton Flayed Men, Bolton Heroes, and bastard girls.
Yes. Yeah.
Which are the dogs.
So you basically get 3 factions.
Yeah, you get 3 factions. Then you get the Hand of the King Pro box, which is the Kickstarter bundle, which is all the alternate figures and stuff that hasn't been released, like Master Pycelle, Tywin Master, stuff like that. It's that.
Yeah.
So and the models are pre-assembled. They're not pre-primed, right?
Pre-assembled, all polyurethane single cast.
So it's pretty decent quality.
Oh, and they're great quality. Yeah, each unit has, I think, 3 poses or 4 poses.
Nice.
And then it's repeated. It's 4 because it's repeated 3 times. So it doesn't look like they're the same, like one pose. What?
He wants to run by Fire and Sword.
Oh man, yeah, Fire and Sword's cool too. But it is only about 30-minute long games.
Yeah.
Like, so you literally play like 5 or 6 turns. Game ends after 30 minutes. It's gross.
Yeah, looks good. It's bloody. I remember I played a couple games.
It is really bloody.
Yeah.
I played a game against Chanel. Made the game. He's a game designer. 3 times in the mission, we were doing Feast of Crows, which is where you gain victory points for killing units. And if you kill a unit, you're worth double victory points. If you fail a morale, if you become an extra victory each time. 3 times we simultaneously killed each other's units. Because we just ran in, and he would kill my guys, and then I would have a card that let them attack one at a time, and they would kill him. Yeah.
Oh, did it die again?
Yeah, I just gotta get a new router. That's all.
Oh my God!
No, it's good. We're back online.
Screen, so start the store.
Are we still on video then?
Yeah, we're still good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Who knows what's happening?
We only missed 10 seconds. That's all.
The staff is actually standing outside, looming, waiting to get in.
So we should probably open up the store. But thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it.
It's me. I'm back.
Yeah, Dave is back.
This is more step to my playing games. I'm back on the stream.
Feels good. But so in order to connect with everyone in the community, all you got to do is like our page, obviously. Invite people to the groups. So if you have a game that you play, like 40K Skirmish, go to the Kill Team League, North Georgia Kill Team League group. Invite people to join that group when they demo or whatever. Say, hey, did you like that? Join the group so you can get on and connect with people. So join the various groups. You can also go to gigabytescafe.com/groups, and you can see a list of different groups I've put up. I'm always filling in more as we build more. But you can
I make new groups. I make new groups weekly. So.
Yes. So as we get more, I add them in. So I batch them all. So then you can find the groups, and it goes straight to that Facebook page of that group. So in order to join the community on that, go ahead and invite people to join it so we can get more and more people. The more and more people we have, the more likely you are to have games, and the more likely you want to play more, get more. So it's very easy to do that. All you got to do is show up, like we're saying, which is super fun. It's hard for me to play certain non-GW games here in Cincinnati, so it's always nice to be able to go down to Gigabytes. All I do is post, hey, I'm going to be down. Can I get a game in? And I'm going to find somebody, which is a great thing about Gigabytes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's the best.
Yeah, it's John. You could probably be on stream with him when you play.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet. Cool, y'all. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you all around Gigabytes. If you want to play anything, join a group, post in it, get some games in. Bye, everybody.
Come together by Vigilance with me. Goodbye.